Nina was a true introvert with an extroverted ego. Although she didn't go out very often, when she did, she was the life of the party and knew how to have a good time no matter where she was. Her favorite thing to do was to dance around the house in her boy-cut shorts, listening to her favorite jams like the girl from Charlie's Angels, which in her mind she was her and always on a secret mission. Especially since she had two really close friends she hung with on her adventurous nights out on the town. The rest of her friends consisted of online chatters from her social media platforms and game chats. In the virtual world, she was twice as popular than she was in the real world. It wasn't because she wasn't attractive. She was indeed very attractive, but oftentimes played it down since she thought beauty was overrated. However, she was one of the few women that could make tomboy clothes look super sexy, and when she dressed up, she resembled a model, maybe even a supermodel, if she wasn't height challenged. But she never gave people in the real world an opportunity to admire her beauty more than 3 times a year: her birthday, Halloween, and New Year's. Nina made it her personal ritual to hop online and play games every night for at least 2 hours, and there was no limit to her flawless victory record. Lately, she noticed that there were a few players that were hanging tough with her, playing every game she played at the same time that she did. Her codename was KillerKill82, and she stood by it 100%. That is, until one particular night player, AimShootKill90, brought her to her first defeat. This was not acceptable to her. She was a serious gamer and didn't take losing lightly.
Yeah, I figured out all your moves.
AimShootKill54 retorted over the group chat. "Oh, hell no." Nina responded back like a true warrior. AimShootKill90 just laughed. This went on for hours. She hopped on at 10:30 p.m. and here it was 5 in the morning. There was no one left standing in the chat or on the game but the two of them. Aim started to flirt with her.
You're so cute when you pout.
Nina didn't catch on and assumed that he was talking about her avatar. "Whatever, let's do this," she said as she battled up from her 8th defeat.
You're not ready to give up yet, I see.
Aim said, laughing from the pleasure he received in making her cringe and her competitiveness.
I don't know what's sexier, your passion for gaming or those peekaboo shorts you got on.
Nina froze. "How did you know I had on shorts? Is this a joke or something?"
Ooh, and that messy bun is doing something to me. I love the way a few curly strands hang over your face. It's driving me crazy.
Aim's seductive tone sent chills up Nina's spine, and she couldn't speak anymore. There was something familiar about his melodic voice that echoed in her head and put her in a trance-like state.
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue now?
He said teasingly. Who? Who are you? Where are you?" Nina whispered in the softest voice that allowed her to speak again. "I'm calling the police," she said as a defense mechanism.
No need to involve authorities. I promise I am not a threat to you. If this damn game is the closest I can manage to get to you, I'll take it,"
he said with intensity. Nina's body was still stiffened in the same position, her heart now pounding faster than ever. He continues to profess his secret longing for her.
It took me 2 whole months to master you and how you play to get to this moment. I mapped this out in my head, but had no idea if I could pull it off.
Again, she recognized something familiar in his tone. She had heard that voice somewhere before. Then, she remembered bumping into someone one day, coming from the late-night cafe across the street from where she lived. That night, she was in a rush and bumped into a tall, handsome man with a bright smile that didn't seem to care she spilled his latte all over him. She was so embarrassed as she looked up into his chestnut brown eyes. I'm so sorry," she exclaimed as she tried to hand him the napkin that was wrapped around her cup.
It's okay. I have to change anyway, and it's not every day I get to run into a lady as beautiful as you are,
he said, looking back at her with his $1,000,000 smile, before placing a $20 bill in her hand and disappearing upstairs into the same building of the cafe. She stood there stuck in her tracks then too for a moment, before shaking it off and returning across the street to her own building. She still has the $20 bill he had given her from that day. "You're the guy I ran into the other day," she said as everything came rushing back to her.
Just call me Vaughn. Why don't you turn around but don't hurt yourself?
You could hear the grin in his voice as he spoke. She slowly turned around and peered out the window to level the building across the street and saw the silhouette of his muscular physique looking in her direction. For the first time, Nina knew it was time to hop offline as she immediately dropped her headset. Still staring in his direction,